Hello and welcome. This is Nolan with Discover NC Homes and Nolan's News. And again, I have Jason Rogers with Coastal View Construction with me. Thank you for coming. Jason, he's a general carpenter, handyman, remodeler. He does everything. And today we wanted to talk about again, home inspections. I look at between 50 to maybe 80, 100 a year. A major problem that I'm not going to say consistently comes up, but comes up quite a bit is leaks in tile showers. Yep. And Jason and I were discussing, these are usually homes that are, I'd say, over 8-10 year old, so not too old, but if these leaks go undetected, we have seen massive problems on these crawl space type homes. If a leak goes on for years, it rots out your subflooring. It can eventually lead to structural issues and maybe rot out your floor joists, things like that. So Jason, first thing is, how is a tile shower structured? Explain that to us.
Basically, when they're, whether it's a new build or a remodel or whatever, you take that space which is designated for your shower. They start off with your rubber membrane. In this case, they have newer products online now, but traditionally the ones we're seeing that are failing are with a rubber membrane. That could be from different factors.
Now, how does that work though? It goes drain, rubber membrane, tile?
The drain comes up, put your rubber membrane, you bring it up around 16 inches, 12 inches on the wall, so no water can creep up. And then you put your top plate and you screw that down, so now you're sandwiching your rubber membrane between that. So now any water that comes down makes its way through the grout, the tile.
Now, I was so naive that I thought tile was waterproof and grout's waterproof. It's really not at all. Or over time, that's
mostly the grout is porous. So what that will do is any water that gets its way through that point and doesn't drain quick enough, you'll make it to the rubber membrane, and then it works down the drain at that point in time. Now, if that's compromised in any way, now it's bypassing that drain and working its way under the rubber membrane. That's when you have problems.
And what is under the rubber membrane?
Wood,
subflooring, right? So that's when the leak starts to occur. Now, we have seen dozens of these rubber membrane fails. Is it holes? Is it not installed right? Do they deteriorate over time?
I think it's a combination of all. I would never point my finger at one because we've seen different things. Whether it's the installation wasn't done with a meticulous manner and something escaped them, whether it's folds in the corner or it is at the drain and stuff like that. It could be as simple as we've seen that the drains are put in incorrectly. It could be the weep holes because of the calcified water in this area. It plugs the holes. Now that water is not getting out. Now it's trying to find any way to get out, and then
it'll find the weak spot.
Find a weak spot and it'll leak down. Like we talked about that crawl space and investigating underneath there, you'll start to see some water staining, and then you'll start to see it'll mushroom over time. In years of neglect, that mushrooming gets larger and larger. The water retention in that lumber is held more and more now that the structure and the integrity of that lumber is failing.
Yeah, so I think again, for buyers and sellers, just know about this ahead of time, before you put your home on the market. Have Jason, we'll crawl under your crawl space. We'll look under the shower to see if there is any leak. Buyers, just be aware of this issue. It's a fairly common issue. I'm not gonna say with older homes, but homes that are 8 years or older with these tile showers leaking. And if you catch it ahead of time, great, it doesn't create all these other issues of fungus, mold, again, possibly compromising structural integrity, ruining subflooring. So just be aware of it. We see it enough that it is a pretty common issue. Jason's amazing at correcting it, so that's always good, but just be on the lookout for it.
And also too, the longer it goes unnoticed, the cost is driven up.
Yes.
The repair cost is driven up. It goes from a simple little water penetration to now you're serious thousands of dollars because now you can't just get to that rubber membrane, you can't get to that subfloor without taking a lot of that shower out.
Yeah. So no, it's a very important thing to look for. Again, Jason's information will be in this newsletter. So Jason, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.